All right, shalom, guys. I haven't done a video for Natsarim Toolkit for Tribulation in a couple days. And so I was on my walk and I was just praying, saying, Abba Yah, what would you like me to speak to your children? What is a good tool, a practical tool that you have for us? And I didn't really hear a whole lot, but I do think that part of this series, the reason I'm doing these short little snippet videos, is because we are already living in tribulation, so it's not something that is a long way down the road. It's right now. And that being said, every day, we here in the United States are maybe not being persecuted to the point of death on a daily basis, where we wake up and if a person decides that we look the wrong way because we look like a follower of Yahusha HaMashiach, that they will shoot us dead or cut our head off or something. Just because we're not living in that extreme situation doesn't mean we're not living in a type of tribulation. So I feel like he really wanted me to convey that. So every day we wake up, just in our day-to-day life, in the tribulation that we are in, I'm just given the practical things that we're supposed to be doing already as Natsarim. So surrendering to his will on a daily basis. We are to not conform to the pattern of this world by living in Egypt or Babylon, so to speak. We are to look different. We have to. We can't look like the rest of the world if he has called us as a set apart people, right? And we are to study his word. We're to study his word every single day. We're to, especially because we're in the Feast of Unleavened Bread, those of you that are doing it this week, we're supposed to walk in the footsteps of Yahusha, right? We're supposed to look at his example that he left for us to study, how he walked as a man on this planet, because he gave an example. And by that, we are supposed to follow his example, right? And was he tired? Of course. Did he get mentally fatigued? Of course. Did he just need to be alone at times so he could talk to his Abba Yahuwah? Of course. But how he handled situations, how he loved people and spoke truth and did not hold back and had no fear of man whatsoever, right? So was he afraid of the Pharisees and the Sadducees? Absolutely not. Was he bold? Yes. And so he left us an excellent example to study. And we are to walk in the footsteps of Yahusha and learn from how he handled situations, from how he loved people, from how he stood, persecuted, having done nothing wrong, how he stood in the face of evil with boldness and righteousness and honor, and stood his ground, stood his ground. And so we live in a time right now where there is huge hostility. Like I said, the parting of the Red Sea of people, the hostility, and it's a wicked spirit. It is a child spirit of Jezebel. It's called feminism, and it's evil. It's evil. And for us women who are head covering or dressing modestly because we want to please our Abba Yahuwah, right? We stand as a target for those people who are possessed by that wicked spirit, right? And we have to be bold. We need to look at how Yahusha handled those things when he was approached with situations like that, and then do that ourselves. And of course, we're not perfect, but he was, right? And so we mess up, we repent, and we get right back at it. And so I just wanted to leave you with some practical, real life ways to handle tribulation. Because as the times get darker, the closer we get to his return, the return of our glorious King, it's going to get darker. Tribulation is going to get worse. Persecution is going to come more. People are going to hate us more. And practical strategies, practical ways of living life right now. If you've already been doing these things, well, then continue on. But if you're, I don't want to say elderly, but if you're over 40, then it's your responsibility to model that to the younger generation for the future. And so that's the way I am taking it right now, is the younger generation can look at me. And it's not perfect, but right now, as I'm learning to follow Yahusha, to model his ways that he handled things as a man, and how I'm supposed to be, and then the younger generation can then look at me and have an example to watch, and so forth. So I encourage you today to begin to live your walk in a way as if you are modeling for the next generation, leading by example, in excellence, in truth, in love, in boldness, and study how Yahusha walked as a man and begin to do that in every situation you're confronted with. Because like I said, we are in tribulation, brothers and sisters. And so, just practical advice. All right. I love you. Shalom, shalom. Have a beautiful day.